Okay, so today we are going to be looking at social media content for June of 2022. My name is Monica Perry. If I haven't met you, I'm your Market Center Tech Trainer. If you're watching us out on YouTube land, any resources that we discuss today, I will put them down into the description box of the YouTube video so you will not be left out. And first, let's kind of get started on what we're going to go over today. So not only am I going to show you how to make a few posts for June, obviously I can't show you how to post something for every day of June or we would be here forever, but I'm going to show you a handful of things that you can make posts for in Command. Doesn't mean that's the only place you're going to make posts. I've given you guys lots of ideas on this sheet that I'm going to share in the chat, also in the YouTube description box. So the ones we're going to actually look at making today are some of the holidays. So we've got Pride Month for June, we've got Father's Day, Juneteenth, the first day of summer. You can share your quarterly magazine if you haven't shared that yet on social media. We're going to look at some posts that we can make using our website and some posts that we can make using MLS statistics to show that we are the local expert of choice in that area. So those are the ones we're actually going to look at making. But before we get into the looking at making, we're going to discuss a couple of other things. I'm going to hit do not disturb on my phone so it doesn't ding the whole time we're in here. Keller Williams brings us a digital magazine each month. It's called Out Front. And I have linked the article that I'm going to be referencing right here on this sheet that I'm going to give you guys. So let's pop over and look at this. So one of the main things that I've run into with agents is they're like, well, I don't have any idea what to post. Understandable, especially if you're just getting started with social media. So the Outfront magazine has an article called 30 Social Content Ideas to Brighten Up Your June Calendar. And they usually push one of these out at the end of the previous month each month. So for week one, and reminder, this is just ideas, right? These are just different ideas that we can use. So June 1st, it's the first day of Pride Month, so we can share our support for the LGBTQ plus community. And they've even made graphics and designs for us. One thing that I like to do for this is like go and look up something on that holiday. So if you're not familiar with what it's for, what it means, a simple Google search will give you some content that you can post with that. So I'm not sure about this one. Nobody wants to see Monica's personality quiz brought to life, but there's one about posting a personality quiz and asking your followers to take one as well. We've got market graphics, market update graphics, which we're going to look at, showing our community members how to have a little bit of fun. So grab a friend, head to a local fair, a local farmer's market or restaurant or anything like that, and post about what you're doing. So that leads me into the other thing that we're going to talk about is finding our inspiration and ideas, right? So Out Front, as you can see, has a great article there. Plus, we can always use any holidays as a chance to reach out to our followers. And then what do we do for fun? For example, if you love trying out new restaurants, go do that. And while you're there, I don't want you to spend the whole time because I want you to enjoy your food. But when you get there, take a picture of the front, or if you're, if you're good with doing Facebook Lives, you're taking little videos, take a video of yourself walking in, show the front of the restaurant, what are you going to eat there, and make that a little series on your social media. If you have a favorite local shop that you like to go to, post about the fact that you're going to this local shop. Why do you go there? What do they have that another place doesn't have? Or you could even have a chat with the owner and post what you guys talk about. Our real estate activities are always going to make for good posts, and facts are facts. People are not going to engage as much with those posts, and that's okay. As we get further down this sheet, we're going to remind you that use that 80-20 principle. So 80% of our posts are going to be about things that are personal, like what are we doing? I'm with my kids, we're at baseball. I'm with my kids, we're at basketball. We went to eat at this restaurant. We're hanging out by our swimming pool. 80% of our posts need to be things of that nature. And then 20% of our posts can be business related things. For example, If you have a listing, that gives you 5 opportunities. And I said in parentheses, well, 6. If we ever get into a market where we're going to have to start doing some price improvements again, then you kind of have 6 opportunities. So you can do coming soon, just listed, open house, price improved, under contract, and just closed. So that's 6 posts just for that one listing, right? For buyers, we can do, we just went under contract and just closed. But consider for either of those to keep it a little more personal and engaging, with the permission of your client, obviously. Consider a story time. So my clients are so excited to have sold their home in Winston-Salem. This is their first step in their lifelong dream of moving to the Outer Banks, right? Tell a story about why it's so important. I don't ever want us to forget when we're selling homes that we're not just selling homes. We are helping people to improve their life through the sale of their home and through having that real estate transaction. So use that background story, right? Always make sure you discuss it with your clients first and that they're okay with it. Most of the time they will be. And make sure that they take a look at it before you post it. But those are some other things that you can consider. Also, the market of the moment. So what's happening in the market? We are supposed to be the local expert. That is how we want people to view us. So we can post things like simple market statistics. I'm going to show you one of these today, like number of listings, number of under contracts, and number of solds in a specific amount of time, right? If you're studying the market, as we all should as real estate agents, are days on the market increasing, decreasing? Are they holding steady? Are you seeing prices trend up, trend down? Like, what trends are we seeing happening in the real estate market? So definitely those are things that we can always post, and you're not going to get as much engagement from those posts, but that's okay. People do business with people they like, period, point blank. So if they don't see the personal side of you and all they see is business, you're going to become mutable and they're going to stop paying attention to what you're doing, right? So pictures of kids doing fun things, pictures of your pets doing fun things, pictures of what you're doing, where you're going. Oh, look at this listing I just got. They might not engage with that post as much, but they are seeing it, right? So a few more tips. 80-20 principle, obviously 80% personal, 20% business related. I get a lot of questions about the difference between posting to our personal accounts and posting to the business page that's tied to that personal account. And it's kind of the same thing. 80% of our posts should be done on our personal page. 20% of our posts should be done on our business page. I always share those posts back to my personal page. So we'll take a look at that today as well. Another thing I like to discuss with you guys is planning our posts out in advance. So you can schedule posts to go out through command, and I do that, right? However, social media is really geared because it wants us to engage in real time. So in order for the algorithm to pick up your post, you really want to be posting it that day, not just scheduling it. It's okay to schedule some, but also post in real time. And so in order to plan out our content and be able to post in real time, use a note app. So we have Google Keep, we have Apple Notes, Samsung Notes, Evernote, whichever one that you like, you can get your content right there. I'll go into Google Keep. So here's a market of the moment post for Triad MLS statistics. I can post exactly what I want it to say. I can go ahead and have my picture ready, right? And then I can just copy it and paste it straight into Facebook on the day that I plan to do it. So much so that I can even set myself a timer in Google Keep for tomorrow at 8 a.m. that I want to put this post up, right? So I've got it planned so that I'm not scattered and, what am I going to post about today? I've got it already planned out. However, I'm just kind of doing it when it comes up because that keeps us at the top of that algorithm. So definitely those are some good tips for planning out ahead of what you're going to do. We are going to look at scheduling a post through command. The ones that I usually like to do for that are like holidays. You can just go ahead and schedule Happy Father's Day, right? It's already done. Make sure though, if people are engaging with it, that brings me back to never post and ghost, right? So if you post something and then someone says, yes, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, make sure that you're paying attention and that you're going back and liking that comment and responding to that comment. So just because you schedule it doesn't mean you can just let it go. And then also you can just post in the moment. For example, where are you right now? Where are you going to eat for lunch? What are you shopping for today? What are you and your kids doing? All of that kind of stuff. So we'll pop back into these tips from the pros after we look at creating some content. So let's go into command. And I've got 5 million command windows open because I was getting some stuff pre-made for you to see. So I'm just going to log in fresh to KW command. So the first thing to remember is that command is an all-inclusive platform. Now, if you love to use Canva to make your designs, by all means, continue to use Canva. Or if you have some other way that you like to make your social posts, that's okay, right? I just like to show you guys what is available to you. So from the command home screen, I'm going to pop down into the designs applet. And so once I get here, you're going to see that anything that I've created recently is living here already. So here are some of those posts that we're going to be able to make for the month of June. I've already created designs for them. Well, how did I do that? I came in and I clicked create design in the upper right corner and I chose social. We're going to make a Father's Day post here. So I've chosen social and I'm going to click continue. Okay. This is going to open up that designs platform for me. So what you're going to see on the left-hand side is that we've lost all of our command applet buttons, and we have now picked up all of the WeBrand templates on the left-hand side. And KW has been very nice for us. We can drop down holidays and we can go right into the month of June. So whether you're planning out for this month, next month, the holiday months, they've kind of coupled everything together. So these are all the things that we have for the month of June. We've got the first day of summer. We've got Juneteenth. We've got Father's Day, Pride Month. So much different content in here, already beautifully designed for us. So let me decide which Father's Day post I like the best. I kind of like this one right here, so I'm going to click use. Now, one tip on these, you can see it has our company logo down at the bottom, ready to be replaced with the logos that we have uploaded into our designs platform. So if I come in here, my license is actually with KW Elite, so I can actually switch that out. Now, this is great if I'm going to download this and post it. Okay, go ahead and make sure that your logo is on the post because we're going to download it and post it. However, if this is one of the ones that you're going to schedule through command, you do not need this logo here. So we're not going to need this logo if it's one that we're going to schedule through command, and I'm going to show you why. I'm going to go ahead and just hit delete on my keyboard and get rid of this logo. And I'm going to show you the reason for that here in a little bit. So I'm just going to say Father's Day 2022 is what this post is. And I'm going to click done. And so now that's there for me to post later on. So ready-made post right there for you. Okay. So now let's go in and schedule this post. And on this little sheet, I'll go ahead and drop this into the chat for you guys. Change this to anyone. I know not everybody uses their KW email. So I'm going to copy this link and drop it into the chat for you right there. So you guys can access this. So just some notes and tips and tricks. So Father's Day is going to be June 19th. I did put that on there for you guys. So now that we have that ready to go, I'm just going to back myself out of designs. And what I usually do, beverage of choice, right? Mine happens to be like Pinot Grigio. When I'm going to schedule out a whole month worth of content, and get it all ready for the month. That doesn't mean stuff's not going to come up during the month, but the stuff I already know that's coming, I usually just get myself a glass of wine. I turn on my favorite music and I come and sit in here and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get all these social graphics ready to go. And that way I don't have to worry about them later. Right. So we'll just pretend I did get a bunch of them done already, but we just made that Father's Day one. So now I'm going to come down here into campaigns. So this is how we're going to schedule out a post to go out on its own. I'm going to come into campaigns on the left-hand side. And this one, I'm going to click create campaign in the upper right corner in social post. So this one is a social post. So I'm just going to say happy Father's Day to all of the wonderful dads out there. Okay. And so now I can just click Browse Designs Library. And there's that Father's Day graphic that I had made earlier. So I got to pick that. We're going to let it load up. It's going to give me a chance to crop that image. It's already on square. That looks good to me. So I can just click crop. And now you're going to see over on the right-hand side that it says Winston-Salem Forsyth County Real Estate is posting to my business page. Happy Father's Day to all of the wonderful dads out there. And notice that my logo is already in the lower right-hand corner. That's why you don't need to include that logo when you make that design, because this system, when you're going to schedule it to post through here, it is already going to drop your logo for you, right? So I really am not a huge fan of the red and gray on that background. So I can even delete this and upload my white backgrounded logo if I so choose. But I wanted to make sure that you guys notice that, because we don't want for our designs to have doubled logos on them. I'm just going to grab.
Monica, does it allow you to post without putting the logo on it from this portion if you already have it saved on your design?
I have been able to get it do it sometimes, and then sometimes I have not. So
okay, that I was about to say I've had issues with it not posting before, but on the thing it says optional, so I just wasn't sure when it was actually.
I've gotten it to work sometimes, then sometimes I've had it where it just won't work. So
when in doubt, use it on the actual post portion.
I just use it that way, just because.
Okay.
For me, I've just taught my brain to do that. You know, don't put it in the design. Do let it post on the thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So there we go. Now I have a logo in there and I'm good to go. Everything's just being slow for me. That's okay. We'll let it take its time there. And then we can schedule that post out. So this is on June 19th is Father's Day. However, I want to give dads more than one day. So I'm going to schedule this to go out on June 18th. So as it turns midnight, it's there. And we're just going to say, you know, I want this to go out, I don't know, at 9 o'clock on Saturday night. And that way it's there and ready to go. I'm going to schedule post in the upper right corner and click yes. And now I know without a doubt that on June 18th at 9 o'clock at night, it is going to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there with my nice little picture. It is scheduled to go out. So now I can see up here in my calendar that I have my month view. So there is that post ready to go out on the 18th, right? So pretty simple, right? We just make our pictures. And usually what I do is I make my pictures for everything I know I'm going to post, whether I'm going to post it through command and schedule it. I'm going to copy and paste the text that I planned out ahead of time, and I'm going to download the picture that way. So whichever way, I'm going to go ahead and just get all my content ready. It's easier for me personally, and hopefully for most people, to just take an hour and just get it done. That way we don't have to stress about it later on. We know it's ready, we know it's there for our use, and we can come back and check that out. So any questions on that one? Ready, good? Cool deal. So the Pride Month post, that was one that I had already made. So I can just go ahead and go straight to Facebook for some of these. Again, if you schedule out the majority of your posts, the Facebook algorithm and the Instagram algorithm are not going to like it. They want live interaction. So it will not keep you as high up in the algorithm if you do it that way. So I usually do a combination. So some stuff I schedule out, some stuff I just come straight in. I create my post right onto my business page. And I went ahead and looked up Pride Month because I didn't have the good verbiage for that, but this website did. So I'm going to copy what they said, and I'm going to come here to Facebook, and I'm going to write every year during the month of June, learn more here. And then I can reference that website because it was their verbiage. And that way I know I'm legal. I think I saw a broker in charge hit the ring. So I'm legal, I promise. I'm doing what I'm supposed to. I'm referencing my resources. And so now I can post that there. And in my designs, I already had that post made. So since I'm posting it through Facebook and not through command, obviously, I cannot pull it from my design. So I need to go back a step and find the one that I made earlier, which is living underneath all of my designs. If the internet will catch up with us. And I would have put all of this verbiage into Google Keep, right? Or into whichever note-taking app I'm using. So here's the Pride Month one that I made. And for this one, we do want to make sure that we have our logo on here because I'm not posting it through command, right? So I'm just going to drop this one down at the bottom of the screen. After it loads, of course, we're going to be patient. We all know that's not my strong suit, but we're going to let it happen. It's thinking about it. It is thinking about it. We're just going to let it do its little thing. And I'm hopefully going to be able to move that logo into the correct spot. But it doesn't want to let me. We're just going to start over. I think I had planned to schedule this one to go out and not the other one. So I didn't do the.
Oh, so you can't change it probably?
I can. It's just the internet's being slow and designs itself as kind of a slow system because it's so big.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of
I'm into
clunky files in it too, I think.
I do have like 785 designs. So it's probably like girl.
Well, it does seem like the more stuff I save in there, it gets bogged down and like, yeah. And then also the more like, photos and things I save in there, it just takes it an extra minute.
I know. I'm not of the most patient people. I'm just going to make a new one because I really did like this one. So I'm going to click use on this one. So we're making this one fresh. This time we are going to include our DBA logo because we
got the amazing Ina in here.
I know.
Yeah, there should be like a magic wand with like sparkles goes across. The amazing Ina.
Yeah.
You really should.
Yeah. I have to change that. That was like for a very specific meeting and I forgot to change it back. So
I am down with it.
Okay.
Right. I don't know.
I like it. I think it should be an everyday thing, Ina. You
all
leave
the
that
time.
on there. Don't you dare.
Absolutely.
I do. I think you should leave it on there. My children started calling me the Monica Perry. And so now that's agents call me
We
that.
call you.
Sometimes they don't even, they don't even realize they're doing it. They're just like the Monica Perry. Yeah, that's her. Well, Design just doesn't want to work with me today, y'all. It was working just fine before I was on Zoom. Now it's just like, I'm not going to work with you. But nonetheless, we would take that design that we made when it works, and we would download it to our computer this way, because we're not posting it through Command, which is automatically going to put that logo on there for us, right? So just make sure that we're keeping ourselves legal. Legal. Not that they have that many rules for real estate yet. And Facebook, what you would think since 2008, when I started in real estate, that that's when Facebook really came out. So I would think we would have more rules by now.
There are a lot of rules if you are advertising something, but you're not actually advertising anything here.
Right.
You're just making a statement, right? And if you're just making a statement,
So I always say, and it's great that you're in here for this. I always say, just make sure you have your logo on there. Make sure your business page has your company name on there, and you're kosher. Because
contact information. So they can get
right, which is why I always like to start on my business page, and then whatever I'm posting from there, and I'll show you guys how to do this. I don't want to post that yet because it's not June 1st. But so say I posted this last week, and at the time I was like, okay, well, it's on my business page, which is great, but I only have about 120 people that follow my business page, and I have 2,500 Facebook friends. Well, now I'm legal because I posted it here. So I'm going to come up to the upper right corner. I'm going to switch to being myself, the person, from being my business. And now I'm going to share this post. So that is going to out that content to my personal page. And when they click on it, it's going to reference them back to my business page, which has all of my contact information, my logos, my branding, all the things that keep me legal. So I do get asked that a lot, because people are like, well, I don't have that many people that follow my business page. And the hope is when they click on it and it drives them back to your business page, while they're hanging out there, they're going to hit that like button, which in turn is going to push your business page higher up in the Facebook algorithm as we progress forward. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Good deal. So let's go back into our little sheet here. All right, so we've looked at Pride Month, we've looked at Father's Day, Juneteenth, just like those two, right? So then we have the first day of summer, it's made just the same way. Now this quarterly magazine, I do want to touch on this a little bit, because a lot of people that haven't ever looked at the quarterly magazine didn't realize that you could do this. So I want to make sure that I show you guys. So we're not going to go over actually customizing the quarterly magazine. We did that in another class already, but we're going to say we have our magazine customized already, and we're going to be patient this time. I'm going to come down. Here's my magazine. Move my Zoom bar out of the way. So that was my magazine from last month. I'm making too many graphics. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So here's my magazine. A lot of people didn't know that you could do this. So when you're in your magazine, you've already customized it, right? You can actually come up to the top and click this share button.
Oh.
So when you do this, right now I'm on the design, this design. That means just this page. If I change this to the project and I grab this link, if I post it wherever I post it or put it in an email or do anything with this link, when people go to the link, they actually get a digital version of the magazine that they can flip through. Right? So now I can take this link and go to my social posting calendar, create the campaign. This one is a social post again. And I can say, check out my magazine for tips and tricks on home ownership or whatever you want to say, right? Gonna keep it simple. And then I can paste the link.
Holy bananas.
Do what, honey?
I said, holy bananas, Monica.
See, a lot of people didn't know. And there's a
Did
social.
you, okay, Emily and the amazing Ina, did you know that? That you could have, that there was a link that would take, did you know that? I didn't.
I did not know that.
Emily, you're on mute, honey.
I've seen it before, but I haven't played too much with it yet because I haven't messed with the magazines that much.
There you go.
But-
But they
I
also
need to
have a
change
social
all
post,
of my-
right? So I had made the social post picture already. So now I've got the picture. I've got my verbiage. I've got the link. I post it on Facebook. They go in and it will take them here and they can read through the articles and all the stuff in my magazine.
And they could share that with their buddies, right? Like they could copy and paste that link and text it to their grandma or whatever, and she could click.
100%. Now, this one is probably my favorite, this next one that we're going to look at. Post using our websites. Okay. So I was with Valerie Shell on a call the other day, and she was like, shut your mouth, because she didn't know that we could do this. I love her.
Mhm.
Heidi, she's great.
I bet that wasn't the word she used. She's from Massachusetts. She doesn't say shut your mouth, but go ahead.
She's an asshole. Yes. All right. She was like, I didn't know you could do this. She was funny. It was great. So let me go back a step and we're going to recreate. No, I don't want to save it. So you can go to your own website. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to close this and that. And that. And that. Go to your own website. See if I have any other windows hanging out open. Okay. Come on. There we go. It's hot. I have a pool. I love my pool. I was in all weekend. Maybe somebody else wants a pool. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I can search for homes in Winston-Salem. There's my city. Boop. So now I'm only looking at homes in Winston-Salem. You're going to see them all populate in my little preview, looking at homes in Winston. I can come up to this more button, down and select pool. Now it's only going to show me homes in Winston-Salem for sale that have a pool. Okay. So now I'm going to take this link and copy it.
And how did you get there? Is that from your page or where is that
Went to
search?
my own website with KW. Mine is monicaperry.kw.com. I searched for the city. I clicked the more button and I picked pool.
It's just their free KW website.
It's just
Okay.
your website, just your KW website. That's it. So now I'm going to come in here and create this post, and I could do this straight through Facebook or through command, whichever. I'm going to click social post and I'm going to say it's hot outside. Looking for a home with a pool, question mark. Check out these. There's a link that's going to take them to my website, to the search that shows them homes in Winston-Salem that have a pool. I'm going to click browse because I had already made the design for this. Okay, here's my homes with pools design. It's going to let me crop it. Crop the image. So live cool in the pool. Winston-Salem homes with pools. That's my image, home with a pool. There's my post, done. Send it. I could do that for recently reduced homes, luxury homes, recently reduced luxury homes.
So, and
Yeah.
the one thing about this too is it automatically updates all the time, right?
It does.
So
You
once
don't
you
have to,
create,
yeah.
yeah. So if we created one
You don't have to
link,
repeat it.
we could theoretically pre-schedule the post for multiple times throughout the year so
Mhm.
that it automatically has the link included.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
And
yeah.
you can do it for anything. You can do it looking for a home with a master bedroom down, looking
Yeah.
for a home with a whatever. Like,
Yeah, I had set one that was like in a certain area under 350 when I was doing it last year, which 350 is impossible in the area that I had done it in now. And at that point in time, it wasn't impossible. So literally absolutely nothing comes up on the search. So I need to
Yeah.
redo some more.
I try to keep them broad. Like one of my favorite ones is the I don't know what the floor is in Chapel Hill. I think you guys might be 800,000, but in Winston-Salem, we're 700,000. That's what it takes to be considered luxury. Okay. So 700,000. I'm going to go to my more, I'm going to uncheck pools. I'm going to come
Yeah.
down here and say price reduced within the last 7 days. So now the post is luxury homes in Winston-Salem reduced in the last 7 days. Done. That's your post.
yeah.
And they can even see the amount of the price reduction and everything else. Right? You can pick a really bougie house to post on there. I mean, that's 50,000. That's right up the street for me.
Yeah.
Not on my side of the street though. We don't roll like that.
It's not on my side of the street.
But yeah, I mean, there's just so much that you can do with your website for posting.
Yeah.
Not only for posts, but for Facebook ads, right? Which is what I'm teaching on Thursday. Going to be similar to those things, but it's doing it for a Facebook ad because people are always like, I don't have my own listing, so what am I supposed to do an ad for?
Yeah. And you that one's recorded just like everything else, right? For Thursday.
Yeah,
Okay.
I record everything. Yep, absolutely. And last but certainly not least, we're going to look at posts using your MLS statistics. So mine is Matrix Triad MLS. So I can just come into my MLS dashboard. I know that Chapel Hill, y'all's looks a little bit different, or a lot of bit different. I was looking at one the other day. I was like, oh, ours doesn't look like that. But nonetheless, you probably still have the same kind of hot sheets, including one that's got a market watch. Okay. And in command, we have designs for that. So I can open up one of those designs. I've already run this search, but this way you guys can see it. So within the last 24 hours, and I pulled Friday into that because things don't close on Saturday, Sunday, or a holiday, right? If you were making this in the middle of the week, obviously you could just take the last 24 hours. But how's the market? Local activity in the last 24 hours, there were 71 new listings, 39 new contracts, 57 closings. Updated today, the information was taken from the Triad MLS. My logo's there, done. Here's what's happening in the Winston-Salem market. That designates you as a local expert, right? I mean, it's graphically appealing. People are going to stop it. That's what our goal is, to stop the scroll, right? So this is one of those things that does that. You could also take this and animate it by clicking animation on the left-hand side. And you could do like a tilt-in or whatever one you like. I like to make the animation a little bit longer. And then when you post it on Facebook, it's going to look like this.
Ooh, isn't that fancy?
Right?
Fancy.
So you can just do that. This time though, we do have to download it. So we actually have to come up here and click download and change the file type to a video and then click download. We can still schedule it through command if we want, because you can upload a video there, or we can go directly to our Facebook page and do it that way. Right? So video, obviously, any kind of movement is going to catch people's attention a little bit more than a still picture. So for stuff like this, use that animation button and just upload it as a video. But that being said, I'm going to take us back into these tips from the pros. If you haven't ever been to Rachel Adams Lee classes, I went to one last week. Granted, I was working, but I was listening very intently and commenting so that she knew I was there. And I love her, just saying. But a lot of these tips are things that she says too, and these are just really the way of the social media world. So do not schedule all of your posts because the algorithm doesn't like it. It's going to keep you pushed down, right? So you got
Do we have a copy of this? Sorry, these notes somewhere?
yeah, I'm going to share it in the chat again for you, honey.
Thank you.
So you should just be able to click on it. It's just a Google link. Well, come on. And it will be down in the YouTube description box as well when I post it on YouTube. So don't schedule all your posts. It doesn't mean you can't schedule any of them. Like I said, I always try to schedule like the holiday ones because Memorial Day, I was enjoying Memorial Day. I don't want to be in here posting on social media. I mean, that's just me. But don't link your post across multiple platforms. So in other words, the way you can connect Instagram and Facebook and what you post on this one shows up on that one, algorithm doesn't like that either. So post it to Facebook, then post it to Instagram because it'll get you higher up in the algorithm. Okay. Combine different methods of posting as you feel comfortable. So the social posts, which we were just looking at, using the Facebook, Instagram, any of the other ones, the stories, right? So those are the longer ones, and we have graphics that are made for that, the ones that show up here at the top, right? So a combination of that, video, and like going live. So I love the videos for open houses and going live for open houses, you know, where I just listed this property and you're like showing it in the background, you know, come take a walk around this property with me, those kind of things, as well as that 80% of our posts that are going to be personal posts, like we're out here eating lunch at this restaurant, right? We're out here at this farmer's market picking up stuff for our Memorial Day cookout this weekend, right? So doing a combination of all of the different kind of posts, and I know a lot of people are like, I don't want to do videos. I get it. And it's the way of the world now. So just get comfortable with yourself on video. I had to do it when COVID hit. And now look, I do it all the time for a living, right? When I first had to start doing Zooms to teach classes, I was like, this is terrible. And now I've just gotten used to it. And you will too, but you won't get used to it until you try it. But don't get discouraged that your business posts, like, look at this house I just listed, don't do as well as, look at my kid playing baseball. It's not going to, but people still see it. People do business with people they like. They're going to keep coming back to you for the fun content. They are going to see that business content. It's going to hang out in the back of their head and create mind share for you, which will create market share for you tomorrow, right? So just keep on posting. Consistency is key. Consistency is key. Consistency is key, right? So that was all I've got today, and I ended right at 1:45, which left me time for questions. So if there are any, please shout them out to me. Anybody?
Yeah, you mentioned your YouTube, that you post stuff on YouTube. Where do we find your YouTube stuff?
Absolutely. So you guys, kwtriangletech.com.
Okay.
This is the resources website that I've made for you guys. And it's got my schedule of upcoming classes. It's got the link to schedule one-on-ones with me. It's got the link to my Facebook, my YouTube channel, the link to the boot camp videos for the month. Everything is there. The only difference between this one and Winston-Salem, Greensboro's is the property resources on the right. I changed out the counties because y'all seem to work, you know, obviously y'all work in different counties. We're not the same MLS. Other than that, everything's the same. So, yep, it's got the link to and my YouTube channel is right there. And once you're there, please follow, subscribe and follow. That way we'll get notified of all my future uploads. Great question. Anything
You
else?
said KW Triangle Tech.
.com. kwtriangletech.com.
It's so
I think William sent out an email with it recently too.
And I think it's linked on y'all's resources site because it's funny. I built this one for Winston-Salem when y'all's was getting built at the same time because me and Debbie were tech people to get at the same time together. So she was building y'all's while I was building mine. And so I think Williams put a link to mine on you guys as well.
I just added you as a bookmark on my other laptop. So now you're on both the laptops.
Perfect.
But
Yeah,
if you
I try to
subscribe, you'll get notifications on all your devices.
I
Yeah.
know I gotta log into YouTube on here.
Definitely log into YouTube. But I try to put everything on here for you guys. Anything that I've gotten asked since, because I used to be agent services in Winston-Salem. And before I came to Keller Williams, I was an acting agent, an actual selling agent. And now I just do referrals. But anything that I get asked, like I try to put it on here so that you guys have the same.
Monica, do you still post stuff on your own, like social media stuff for real estate? Or do you have people that you suggest following for like inspo that post regularly?
I do. Alonda Hawkins. She's been voted like realtor of the triad for social. I don't know as many people in Chapel Hill, obviously, as I would here. But Alonda is really good with the mixture of business and personal stuff. And she does good. So Alonda is one. Marisol Renteria is really good. And I've just got Facebook open, but she's, they're on multiple platforms where you can see what they're posting. And Robert Poole, he's brand new agent. Well, he's been here. He's been in Winston-Salem for a year. Okay. He came to every class that I taught when he first started. And his work ethic is what has gotten him where he is. And he said that all of the social stuff really helped him to like establish what he should be doing. He has 10 under contract right now, and he got 20 listings in his first year in real estate. So,
oh wow,
I know we have some stars like that, but you can see it's just everybody. It's a mix. It's a mix of I just put this under contract. Here's my new baby. We're going on vacation. Here's my open house. Right.
And just to go back to Jenny, what you were saying, Monica, when you had posted the picture with the keychain, it had the little KW Elite logo, but obviously like it probably doesn't have to, like the same with the pictures of the kids at the beach doesn't have to have the KW Elite. So unless it's a property that we're advertising.
I want you to view it through the lens of, am I advertising something for sale? Like, am I selling my services, or am I selling a listing? Right? Is it actually an advertisement? Because if it is just if you're posting a picture of your dog or your baby or whatever, like, no. But if it's or even on like the holiday things, right? Did you actively solicit business? No. So that's not like, you don't have to have contact information on there. It's not running an ad, right?
I think I did something where I posted a picture of me and the kids, and I was like, the most important part of any house are the people in it, wishing you whatever. But then I was like, call me if you need a realtor. So the minute you say, call me if you need a realtor, then it's an ad, right?
Say, call me if you need a realtor. You just solicited business, and just say your name, phone number, KW United. That's all you have to say. Like, don't overthink it, right?
Okay.
Just put, just put contact information. That's what they're looking for.
Isn't that rule that it's like within one click, they have to know.
Within one click, they've got to be able to get to like what you are. And that's okay. That, or it can be embedded in the image somehow. And so having like a tiny business card kind of, image that you can embed into a photo is a great thing to have, just because that way you can save that into design so that you can embed it into a listing photo or whatever. That way you're not having to do a bunch of typing and add a bunch of stuff in. You can just embed it into those ad photos or those graphics that you create in Command.
100,
That's the way to do it.
definitely.
When it comes to algorithms for videos, Monica, would you recommend linking it from a download or doing it like a YouTube upload and linking it through YouTube?
Both.
Okay. So just doing both.
Thing that you're doing a combination of. So you'll see me do them in different ways. Sometimes I do a YouTube link. Sometimes I do it where I actually upload the video like into the private groups. I just do a mixture of all the different ways, because the more that you do, that's the more engagement in the eyes of the algorithm that you're touching the system in different ways.
Okay. Because I know YouTube is supposedly gets a lot of like algorithm hits when it comes to like Google searches.
Yeah.
So the more stuff you have.
If you guys haven't started following Ken Posick on YouTube, do it. I love what he's doing.
Who?
Ken Posick.
Pose it.
I'll show you.
I can't spell that like pose it. Okay.
So he's in
Oh,
Orlando, and he's just blown up. Like, look at his views. 8.6 thousand, 7.9 thousand, right? He's number one, funny. Number two, he just goes around. They're not always like his listings. He's like, check out this multi-million-dollar listing near Disney. It's not even his, but he just got the listing agent to go let him go preview it and walk around.
Well, you can tell his production quality is great too, though, because you can tell he's got like green screen stuff he's doing, and
But if you
like there's
scroll back,
some
like
quality here.
he's one of those people, he just started. He just did it. He just started.
Yep.
doing it. And then as he kept doing it, he was like, oh, I need to get, this and I need to get that. And when I first started doing my classes on Zoom, I did it from my laptop camera. And now I have a 32-inch monitor and a camera and a ring light, and you just grow into it. But the most important thing is to just start doing it.
And Jenny, there's green screen apps that you can use on your phone camera too. I found one recently when I was making stickers for Snapchat.
Mhm.
That's funny.
But I love what he does on YouTube. I mean, YouTube is still, I think it's like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, as far as the number of visitors.
Yeah.
And TikTok's coming up right behind it. So
Thank you. I'm gonna run.
Thank
finish
you.
my lunch.
Monica, I love you more every time I see you, and every time you do something. I just want to like connect the dots on how much value you provide to us. Every 5 minutes that I spend with you, I feel like I make more money. So thank you. And I want all of our agents to know that you absolutely, even if, and I realize that I am late to everything that I attend that you do, but I know that it is worth showing up, even if I'm late, because I'm going to hear something just like I did today that was worth showing up for, right? Every single class. So thank you again. Thank you for doing what you do. And I'm delighted that we have you every single time I see you. So I love you.
Thank you, Monica.
Love you, ladies. Have a great week.
Bye, you too.
You too.
Yeah.